Happy Tuesday, everybody, and happy first day of spring. Why don't we just spring on into some talk about auto deposit? So, why would I bother talking about auto deposits? It seems like something that's kind of trivial and not really that important, but I think that auto deposits can actually be a pretty solid tool to help you achieve all kinds of different goals that you're trying to accomplish. So the first feature I think that's really useful about doing an auto deposit is that it's pretty much out of your mind.
But I want to think about my money.
Yeah, because I'm sure that's something you want is another thing to think about in your life. So it depends which bank you're using to set up your auto deposit, but I can show you with Meridian. That's who I use to bank. This is how it's done with them. You can go here. This would just be like in the transfers area here. And then, so I could link it to my other bank. So my credit card was with another bank or whatever. This is a way that you could transfer money to and fro. So you just like select an account, and then for this one, it's as simple as just clicking recurring. And then I would just do like until I cancel, and you can also put every like 1 week or 1 month, or 2 weeks or whatever works best for you. You just got to browse around your banking institution website if you have online banking, and it's super easy to set up. This is pretty useful for trying to accomplish different things. For example, you could have it set to pay off a certain debt. Maybe if your credit card's set to a certain amount, you could have it if you're trying to buy a car. Or if you are into investing, then you could use it as a way to consistently put money into your portfolio from your bank account. And that's known as dollar cost averaging. Alright, so let's head over to the table and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so this crazy mess is what dollar cost averaging is. Let me break it all down for you. So let's say that you're buying into an ETF, an exchange traded fund, which you can check out in my last video if you want to know what that is. And the average price of that is $20. And you've decided that every quarter, so like every 3 months, you want to invest $800. And if you consider $800 per quarter, that's only $50 a week when you think about it. So if you set up an auto deposit to transfer out $50 a week into a savings or your investment account, whatever it may be, that's not really that bad when you think about it. So by doing it in this way, where you are consistently investing $800 rather than freaking out and investing more when the price increases and less when the price decreases, by consistently sticking with it, you can actually end up ahead. So let's say here in March, you want to invest and the price is $25 for the stock at this point. So what you would be buying at this point is only 32 shares because it's a bit more expensive. Then in June, you've found that you're about to put your $800 in, but the price has dropped to $12. And so in the second quarter, you've actually purchased 66 shares. That's not bad. And then in September, you see that the price has gone up to $27, so it's recovered very nicely. But again, because it's more expensive, you're buying fewer stocks. So you only purchase 32 shares again. And then by the end of the year, in December, you found that it's dropped down to $16. So at this point, the $800 buys you 50 shares. So if you just kind of stuck with it average, you would think that, all right, well, if the average price here, and with these numbers, I've kind of fiddled around with them to make sure they averaged $20. But if you were just buying regularly at $20, then you would only end up with 160 shares because 3,200 divided by 20 would be 160 shares. So that's how many you would purchase. But because you've been consistent with your timing and your amount, you actually end up with 180 shares because you've bought more when they were less expensive and you've bought less when they were more expensive. So you actually end up ahead, which means you would end up with $3,600, even though you've only actually put in $3,200. So that's what dollar cost averaging is. And this again is another pretty handy trick that Andrew Tobias talks about in this book here. But that's a pretty good way to make an extra $400 a year without having to think about it by just having an auto deposit of that certain amount each quarter. So Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you appreciated having my co-star here, George, the infamous George from, I think, my second or third video. This is the guy.
This is the guy that he was talking about.
Yeah, I guess with that, I will see you on Thursday. See ya.